Right now, young South Africans who want educational and work prospects to open up for them must complete their matric exams. That's the call from youth employment advocacy group Youth Capital. Many matriculants will be seeking employment or hoping to further their education in the upcoming year. To discuss this further, I am joined by Network Mobilizer at Youth Capital, Lethiwe Snodumo Nkosi. Thank you very much, Ms. Nkosi, for your time here on eNCA. Let's, of course, start with the fact that this particular certificate is very important. I mean, there's many jobs that South Africans can get in South Africa, especially government positions as well, like your policing, metro police, etc., just from a matric certificate, right?
Absolutely. As a campaign, we've seen that a matric certificate gives a young person the opportunity to get their foot in the door, and not only for entry-level employment like the examples you've given, but also for them to further their education. We know that 9.1 million young people in South Africa are not in employment, education or training, and so with the matric certificate, they can get that entry-level job as well as apply for training.
Are there any challenges that young people face when they try to rewrite their matric exams?
Absolutely. We released a review in 2021 where we speak about the various challenges that young people face. So for one, while they try to register to rewrite their matric exam, they are faced with the challenge of the cost of needing to travel to the nearest district office, which may not be near to them, in order to register to rewrite their matric. And then once they've registered, we also find that a lot of them are faced with the challenge of not having textbooks, as well as past papers to help them prepare for the matric exam, because they will be preparing outside of the full-time schooling system. And then also there's the challenge of competing priorities that they have. So a young person may be working part-time while preparing to rewrite their matric exam, and also be faced with the responsibility of household responsibilities. So kind of juggling that with preparing for the exam. Those are some of the challenges that they face as they prepare to rewrite their matric.
Tell me something, Lethiwe, are you concerned at all as Youth Capital when you hear about teachers helping pupils cheat in a province like Mpumalanga and investigations going on? This, for instance, sort of, for lack of a better word, it just makes the matric certificate look like something that is not so important. If you have teachers that are helping pupils cheat, do you have a concern around that, just making it look like a weak certificate to have?
It is definitely concerning, but thankfully there are institutions like Omelusi who do a diligent job of ensuring that such cases are addressed, and to really uphold the importance of a matric certificate, because it is indeed almost like a passport for a young person in order for them to access both study and job opportunities.
All right, so there's a lot of pupils who, for instance, or there might be a few who, for instance, won't make it, in terms of whether or not they passed this year. And they might think, well, I'll just stay at home and I'll find a job at a restaurant and I won't get that matric certificate. What's your advice to them, and how can they register to be able to get the certificate, especially for those who are too embarrassed to go back and be in the same class with pupils that they were senior to last year?
The first thing I would say is to highlight the fact that at any given time, 250,000 young people are trying to get the matric certificate outside of the full-time schooling system. So with that said, I'd say to a young person that they would not be the only young person. And so, for them not to feel embarrassed about registering to rewrite their matric exam. There are other young people who have done it. And then also I would encourage them to register. So if you go onto the Department of Basic Education's website, you will see information around registration. Presently, the website states that the deadline for registration is the 8th of February, but I highly urge the viewers to continuously look at the website to get any updates on the deadline on registration. But they can also go to their nearest district office and submit supporting documents like their proof of address, their record of results from the first time when they try to write their matric exam. So there's definitely a way around them registering and knowing that they're not the only young person who's done this before, because many others have done it.
All right, thank you so much, Letiwe, for speaking to us here on eNCA. Letiwe is the network mobilizer at Youth Capital.